Lakers Nation, what is going on, guys? So, welcome back to the channel with the new video this morning. And if you guys know who I am, my real name is Trevor Fields. This channel is called Mr. 81. And man, oh man, I'm so far liking this offseason, starting with the banker. We did get some trades before the NBA Finals, but after the NBA Finals is over, we continue to get some more trades. And it was involving Desmond Bain going to Orlando Magic, Cole Anthony, KCP to the Memphis Grizzlies, right? You got the Kevin Durant trade to the Houston Rockets, Dillon Brooks, Jalen Green to the Phoenix Suns. You got Drew Holiday for Anthony Simons, right? Boston, Portland. And last night you got Kristaps Porzingis getting traded to the Atlanta Hawks in a 3-team trade. So this is very wild. And guess what, guys? Today's a huge day. It's the NBA draft. So we should expect, if not more, trades, if you get what I mean. But today we're going to be talking about a college basketball prospect, especially because this is a Lakers channel and they're being linked to us. But before I get into the video, guys, and break it down, I'd really appreciate if you could do me a favor. Make sure you guys like each of my videos so my channel can grow. Helps the algorithm a lot. Not only that, the audience, if you guys want to share, comment with your loved ones, your friends, your family, your pets, whoever you want. Make sure you guys subscribe as well. I want to say we're on the road to 4K subs. And keep, turning on the notification bell. Have it on if you guys want to see my videos. It's very important because if you guys don't have it on and it's off, then you won't be able to see my content 365 days. And last thing I need you to do, me, for a favor, is to, follow my socials. If you guys want to stay connected with me, the links will be down in the description. If you guys want to talk Lakers basketball, especially in my DMs, I got Instagram. I'll try to, respond if I can, if I'm not busy. But I do digress. Let's get back to today's video. So pretty much another guard who has emerged in mock draft setting to Los Angeles is Sears. I did pronounce his name right. But this is from Alabama, Chris. Sometimes he played like 3 seasons over there before transferring over there. His first 2 seasons, I'm pretty sure he did play for Ohio. So in total, he's played like, 4 or 5 seasons, right, as a senior. And I'm going to be getting to this article. It's called Sports Illustrated. So he has a senior joining the Los Angeles Lakers pretty much after concluding his collegiate career, averaging stats around 18.6 points per game, 2.9 rebounds, 5.1 assists, and shot 40.3% from the field. Not efficient at all, so he must work on his field goal attempts, which was a slip from last season, but he did average around 0.1 blocks, 0.9 steals, and shot 34.5% from the three-point line on 7.1 attempts per game, so he's a career 37.6% three-point shooter on 5.1 attempts he took and shot the season 84.4% from the foul line on 6.4 attempts per game. So he started all 37 games played and playing around 32.3 minutes a night. Now this season, you saw a slight dip in his production in his game for, Sears compared to his junior campaign, during which he did average around 21.5 points per game and shot 43.6% from three-point range, which is very good from deep, on 5.9 attempts per game, 4.2 rebounds, 4 assists, 0.1 blocks, 1.6 steals, and shot 50% from the field on 13.4 attempts. So that is a lot of attempts he took from the field and shot 85.7% from the foul line on 6.2 attempts per game. Same games played in starts 37, playing around 33.6 minutes a night. So he's getting at least 1, if not 2 minutes more, right? But perhaps he'll fall to the Lakers at pick 55 in the second round. They could just bring out the best of him at the next level. Now, I'm going to keep repeating this. Like, it's the second round. I know those draft classes looked at as very good, especially because it's very deep and stuff like that. But you're banking on a player that's just coming here to just play his role. Not everybody has to be an all-star or superstar, right? We need some role players that play alongside Luka Doncic, LeBron James. We need some balance on this, roster. But you're trying to find that hidden gem, that diamond in the rough that could just contribute right away. But most of the time, late 50s to like 55 and more, they're probably in and out of league 1 or 2 years. So I am hoping that we can get lucky if the Lakers do keep their 55th overall pick and don't trade up in the draft. But I am preferring that the Lakers, move up in the first round. I know I'm a Lakers fan, and it's not up to me, but it's up to the Lakers front office to decide that, especially our GM and new ownership. We got, Mark Walter, whatever his name is, from the Dodgers, and he's going to be, owning part of the Los Angeles Lakers, right? But our governor, I believe, is going to be Jeannie Buss, right? So I think this is very interesting. I'm pretty sure Rob Pelinka is going to be basketball operations for like the first time, whatever you want to call it, or vice president. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I digress. I'm going on a tangent. So starting with Mark Fears, he's an older prospect at age 23. So the Lakers kind of like those older, modern seasoned players, if you get what I'm trying to say. They've done a very good job of drafting talent, especially in the second round. But he's a 6'1" guard. He's undersized, does weigh about 190 pounds, and his projected, draft range is somewhere to at least late second round pick or unless undrafted in the 2025 NBA, mock drafts. So some mock drafts has him going as high as late 40s or early 50s to teams like the Chicago Bulls, the Los Angeles Clippers. Obviously, he's being mocked to the Los Angeles Lakers at pick 55. I'm pretty sure there's other, mock drafts, but those are just the most projections have him going undrafted despite his impressive college career. His size is considered a significant obstacle for, his NBA prospects. And I do want to get into the strengths now, and then after that, I'm going to, go with, the weaknesses, right? But starting with the strengths, Mark Sears, I meant to say, not Fears, but he is a skilled and productive scorer, really known for his craftiness and creating shots, and really has the ability to shoot off the catch. He's also effective in pick-and-roll situations and shows improved ability to make plays for others. Sears has competitive edge, demonstrates strong leadership qualities, and consistently drawing fouls by hitting, tough jumpers, getting to the line. But his weaknesses, Sears, relatively, he's small size. He's limited when it comes to athleticism. Like I said, he's undersized. So those raise some, concerns. Those are like the eyebrows you should look at about his ability to defend at an NBA level, especially a high level, going up against, grown men and just better competition. Whereas you're playing for college against, younger players, right? But he does struggle to finish at the rim, often relying on floaters due to his limited verticality. His size makes him a defensive mismatch, especially when navigating, screens or guarding larger players. Additionally, he could be, turnover prone, which he needs to cut out on under high pressure, situations. And just his overall rebounding ability may be limited due to his physical profile. So like I said, he's a fifth-year senior. I was right. And he's a player that I do look at can be a floor general, right? But the Lakers really don't need another guard. If they do draft another guard instead of, drafting a center, which should be our priority, I'm really going to be, super upset. Like, I should be mad because the Lakers know they desperately need a center no matter what. They're probably going to, trade for a center through, the market or sign a backup center, whatever it's, the taxpayer MLE or a vet minimum guy. Whatever the case may be, the Lakers are going to have to not be cheap. They're going to have to, use some draft capital. It's going to come down to the price and cost, right? But the Lakers already have a logjam of guards. You got Bronny James, who was a 55th overall pick last year. He did play for the University of California, which is USC. But he did, play for the South Bay Lakers. He was developing, so he didn't really get too much playing time unless it was just garbage minutes. What if the Lakers were getting blown out or they were just blowing out a team? You get what I'm trying to say? But he was playing good, averaging, I believe, 20 points per game for the G League affiliate, the South Bay Lakers. But he's expected, if not, to get at least 10 to 15 minutes in the rotation, which I've been hearing, according to Legend Hoops and NBA Central. But I did see that report come out a while. You got Gabe Vincent. He's making around $11 million. His contract is expiring, but he has one more deal left on his deal, so become unrestricted free agent the following year. Not this offseason, but in 2026. He got Austin Reeves, but he's really listed as a, small forward shooting guard, but he can play, as, the point guard. I'd much rather play him as a secondary playmaker. Yes, he's been very good at getting assists, handling the ball, but he's not very good at handling pressure, if you get what I'm trying to say. You got Jordan Goodwin, which the Lakers had signed on a 2-way contract. He was playoff eligible, and he got, playing time, but not too much. He's a guard, right? Or he could even play shooting guard. You got what I'm trying to say? You got guys like Shake Milton, but he's like a combo guard, I'm pretty sure, and he's not a non-guaranteed deal. So if the Lakers are going to draft another guard, I'd much rather, prefer Bronny James or just pick up a guard that has more experience off the free agent market. For example, like a Malcolm Brogdon. I'm hearing that maybe he does go for, the vet minimum or the taxpayer MLE. I'm pretty sure he's been linked to teams like the Dallas Mavericks. So they are looking for a guard like Chris Paul, Lonzo Ball. Maybe they do trade for Colin Sexton. I know this video's a little bit off topic. I shouldn't be, talking about the Dallas Mavericks since this is a Lakers channel. But the main reason why I brought up the Dallas Mavericks is because the Lakers are being mocked looking at, point guards, right? And that's why when I brought up Mark Sears or Fears, whatever you want to call him, I was saying I'd much rather go with more experience through, the free agent market or just trade for a 3-and-D guard. We need some versatility. We need two-way guards that can just play both ends of the ball. We need athleticism to inject, especially when you're playing alongside Luka Doncic or LeBron James. But I do not want to see a backcourt of Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic once again. I'm pretty sure the Lakers front office wants that. They want that to be our, future. But, Austin Reeves is going to a contract here. He's probably going to command at least 30, if not 40+ million. I don't think the Lakers are in a position to pay him that much, especially because of, the CBA implications. And I think, this is not the best case for the Los Angeles Lakers to, pay him that. I know he's undrafted, so he's a player that just took the next, step, right? And he's supposed to be like the best third option in the NBA, according to, some people or some fans, but he didn't really show up in the playoffs, which is concerning. But he's making around like $13 million, might be a little bit more than that, and his contract terms is around like $54 million. So his salary is so small, especially if you want to make a bigger trade. So the Lakers might have to, pay him at least 30 or 40+ million if they want to get 3 or 4 pieces. But I think it's better for the Lakers to trade him unless they get like a god offer, or unless they get like an all-star caliber player, which the Lakers are reluctant to trade him, unless it's for like a top-tier center, which I don't get. The Lakers don't need an all-star caliber center because most of the time they're going to be like the 4th option, and it's going to depend on field goal attempts. You got LeBron, Luka, LeBron James, right? But I think the Lakers don't want to lose him for nothing, so that's why it's better to trade him and get something for him, because he could just walk for nothing. I know I'm going on a little bit of a tangent, but I just had to bring it up. And yeah, man, I'm out of here. Peace. Cheers.